The 1966 Batman series turned Gotham into a rainbow-colored playground of puns, fistfights, and cliffhangers. Decades later, the show still holds a special place in pop culture, but many of the people who built that world are gone now. Here's a look at the cast, then and now. Adam West, Batman born 1928 in Walla Walla, Washington. He stepped into the cowl at 37, playing Batman with a straight face no matter how absurd the plot got. That deadpan sincerity became the whole joke and the whole charm. West spent the rest of his career happily tied to the role, showing up at conventions and voicing animated versions well into his later years. He passed away in 2017 at 88, following a battle with leukemia. Alan Napier, Alfred born 1903 in Birmingham, England. Napier was 63 when he brought Wayne Manor's butler to life, giving Alfred a dry, unshakable calm that made even Batpoles and secret villains feel routine. He'd already built a long career on stage and in film before Gotham came calling. He died in 1988 at 85 following a stroke. Burgess Meredith, the Penguin born 1907 in Cleveland, Ohio. At 58, Meredith turned a squawking, umbrella-twirling crook into one of the show's most memorable troublemakers, layering in real theatrical chops from his stage and film career. He died in 1997 at 89 from complications related to Alzheimer's disease. Neil Hamilton, Commissioner Gordon born 1899 in Lynn, Massachusetts. Hamilton was 66 when he took the role, playing Gotham's police chief with total sincerity, dialing the bat phone like the fate of the city genuinely hung in the balance. He'd been a Hollywood leading man back in the silent film era. He died in 1984 at 85 after an asthma attack. Stafford Rep, Chief O'Hara born 1918 in San Francisco, California. At 47, Rep played O'Hara as the loud, perpetually one step behind police chief, famous for his exclamations of alarm at every new villain scheme. His thick brogue and wide-eyed reactions made him the perfect comic foil to Commissioner Gordon's steady seriousness, and audiences came to expect his flustered outbursts every time Gotham's latest crisis hit. He died in 1974 at 56 following a heart attack. William Dozier, narrator/producer born 1908 in Omaha, Nebraska. Dozier was 57 when he took on the show's booming narration, delivering the same bat time, same Bat Channel sign-offs that became instantly iconic. His voice turned every cliffhanger into an event, building suspense out of situations that were often gleefully absurd. Off-camera, he was also a driving creative force behind the series as a producer, helping define its winking, comic book tone. He died in 1991 at 83 after a stroke. Madge Blake, Aunt Harriet born 1899 in Kinsley, Kansas. At 66, Blake played the gentle, oblivious Aunt Harriet living just steps from a secret superhero headquarters, blissfully unaware of what was happening beneath Wayne Manor. She was already a familiar face to classic TV audiences from her warm role on Leave It to Beaver, and she brought that same cozy, motherly presence to Gotham. She died in 1969 at 69 after a battle with cancer. Cesar Romero, the Joker born 1907 in New York City. Romero was 58 when he slipped into the purple suit and white face paint, giving the Joker a flashy, nightclub villain energy that felt more mischievous than menacing. Famously, he refused to shave his own mustache for the role, letting the makeup team paint right over it. He'd already had decades as a dancer and Hollywood charmer before Gotham. He died in 1994 at 86 from bronchitis and pneumonia. Julie Newmar, Catwoman born 1933 in Los Angeles, California. At 32, Newmar made Catwoman sleek, sly, and utterly in control, one of the defining images of 1960s Batman, with a purring delivery and a playful rivalry with Adam West's Caped Crusader that fans still talk about today. Her take on the character set the template that later Catwoman performers would be measured against. As of 2026, she is 92 and largely retired from acting. Frank Gorshin, the Riddler born 1933 in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Gorshin was 32 when he brought his manic, live-wire energy to the Riddler, giving the character an unpredictable, almost musical intensity. His cackling laugh and jittery movements became instantly recognizable. A skilled nightclub impressionist before Batman, Gorshin brought that same razor-sharp comic timing to Gotham's most theatrical villain. He died in 2005 at 72 after a battle with lung cancer. Victor Buono, King Tut, born 1938 in San Diego, California. At just 27, Buono played the self-important King Tut with a theatrical grandeur well beyond his years, treating every ridiculous royal decree as though it carried the full weight of ancient Egypt. His commanding voice and imposing screen presence made him a memorable recurring villain, even though the character himself was pure comic invention. He died in 1982 at 43 after a heart attack. Vincent Price, Egghead, born 1911, in St. Louis, Missouri. Price was 54 when he brought his classic horror movie elegance to the pun-obsessed villain Egghead, making even the silliest gags feel sophisticated. His smooth, unmistakable voice turned every egg-related one-liner into something that sounded almost dignified, a neat trick given how goofy the character's whole premise was. He died in 1993 at 82 following a battle with lung cancer. And Baxter, Olga, Queen of the Cossacks, born 1923 in Michigan City, Indiana. At 42, Baxter, already an Oscar winner known for All About Eve, threw herself into the campy role of Olga with full commitment, playing the character's over-the-top schemes with the same conviction she'd once brought to serious Hollywood drama. Her appearance was a reminder of just how many established stars were happy to guest star on Batman's colorful villain roster. She died in 1985 at 62 after a stroke. Burt Ward, Robin, born 1943 in Los Angeles, California. Ward was in his early 20s when he became the boy wonder, bringing an eager, exclamation point energy to the role that made every holy something, Batman, land with genuine enthusiasm. He and West's on-screen partnership became one of the most recognizable duos in television history. In the decades since, he stayed connected to fans through conventions, voice work, business ventures, and animal rescue efforts. As of 2026, he's in his 80s and still a familiar face to Batman fans. Yvonne Craig, Batgirl, born 1937 in Taylorville, Illinois. At 30, Craig joined the show's final season as Batgirl, drawing on her background as a professional dancer to bring real physical grace and confidence to the role, whether she was pulling off a stunt or simply walking into a room. Her arrival gave younger viewers, especially girls, a capable hero of their own to root for. She died in 2015 at 78 after a battle with breast cancer.